All right, Saagar, what are you looking at?
Well, one of the most important First Amendment cases in the country is one that you may not have ever heard of. It's the case of Douglas Mackey. He's a former right-wing Twitter user charged by the Biden DOJ just merely days after assuming office in 2021 that is going to trial as we speak. The details of the case are staggering in their importance to setting a precedent on limits of online speech, how to interpret satire, and if convicted, will make speaking online a much more dangerous endeavor. Let's review. Mackey was charged exactly 1 week into the Biden presidency. The Biden DOJ alleges that Mackey, through his Twitter account of 58,000 followers, conspired with others to disseminate fraudulent messages designed to encourage supporters of Hillary Clinton to vote via text or social media. The one tweet that the government seems fixated on is a November 1st, 2016 tweet, in which Mackey tweeted an image directed at black voters with instructions on how to allegedly vote for Hillary by text. The government alleges that some 4,900 people eventually called the phone number and thus are charging Mackey with depriving individuals of their right to vote. But what is Mackey's side of the story? Basically, it amounts to being a young male on the internet. Mackey was a Middlebury College-trained economist who was bored at his job. He had an anonymous Twitter account, which he spent way too much time on, and the trial reveals he was basically obsessed with going viral. Key to the case, though, is his messages. He consistently described the images that he was spreading as memes, and that he and other friends laughed at tricking, quote, dopey liberals. Mackey's defense has maintained from the beginning it is, quote, highly unlikely that memes actually fooled any voters, and that even if they did, any harm is, quote, far outweighed by the chilling of the marketplace of ideas where consumers can assess the value of political expression as provocation, satire, commentary, or otherwise. Obviously, to me, Mackey's defense is correct. Shitposting should not be illegal. By this definition, the TikTok trolls who signed up hundreds of thousands of people to attend a Trump rally in Oklahoma in the middle of 2020 should also be guilty of election interference. Obviously, that would be insane. As long as we have pseudonymity on the internet, we will have pranks that, yes, sometimes have real-world consequences. But having the full force of the federal government go after you for it, especially in this case, years later in defense of Hillary, is chilling to free speech. Unfortunately, the judge did not agree. He allowed the case to proceed, and the judge wrote that Mackey's indictment does not violate the First Amendment because although the case does involve false utterances, it also is at its core about conspiracy and injury, not about speech. Thus, the judge effectively disregarded the First Amendment objection to prosecution, allowing it to go forward in a jury trial. The trial itself actually began yesterday, and given that it's being held in Manhattan, good luck to any Trump-supporting guy with a jury there. But that is part of the problem. Who he supports and who he was tweeting about really should not matter at all. At the end of the day, we are talking about a freaking Twitter account with 58,000 followers that may, and again, may, because there is no way to prove how many people took this seriously, may have confused 5,000 people. Furthermore, beyond speech protection, if you are so stupid to believe that U.S. law miraculously changed and you think you can vote by text, would you really have dragged yourself to a voting booth on the day in first place? Or maybe they knew it was a joke and texted obscenities to that number. Literally, there is no way to know. The actual harm here, at most, is 5,000 people. Frankly, is nothing amongst the 139 million people who voted in 2016. And the consequences of conviction are immense. Potentially even greater in their impact than 39 million people, because it would affect almost anyone who uses the internet. People say stuff on the internet they don't mean all the time. If the government wins this case, it will pave the way for direct government standards of, quote, election disinformation, which not only they can take down, but they can throw you in federal prison for. This means everything, including jokes, which may, again, discourage voting, can get you indicted. People joke and say seriously all the time, it's not even worth voting because the same thing happens all the time. Would that qualify? And if you think I'm being hyperbolic, think of the Twitter files and what Matt Taibbi discovered. FBI agents whose salaries we are paying were spending their time flagging moronic and tiny Twitter accounts, joking, including one who said, I am a ballot counter in my state. If you're not wearing a mask, I'm not counting your vote, saying that every negative comment on the post, she would add another vote for the Democratic Party. Another example is a low follower user who tweeted out, quote, I want to remind Republicans to vote tomorrow, then included the wrong date. Again, this was flagged by FBI agents who wanted Twitter to take it down. It had 3 retweets. Under the standard, though, of potential Mackey conviction, they could claim anyone who saw that tweet and misinterpreted it could have had their civil rights violated. That too is what angers me. This whole proceeding is making a mockery of civil rights law. The law was written into place to stop literal KKK terrorists from standing in the door of the courthouse and to dismantle Jim Crow, not to go after shitposting economists bored at work who are posting memes. The long arm of the federal government is disregarding humor to directly target those who dared to go after the anointed Hillary Clinton. Worse, it perpetuates something that Democrats cannot accept. Hillary lost fair and square, guys. She just sucked. Get over it. It wasn't Douglas Mackey's fault, and it wasn't Russia's. It was the cold blood that ran through her veins and the reek of corruption which people all over this country can smell. That's what did her in, nothing else, especially not memes. I mean, can you even believe this case?
No, I didn't know anything about it. Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us. And if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.